Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Hopefully everybody's having a great day so far. I don't know if you saw me check it real quick. Look in the background. What is that? What's that? There's just this random reflectivity thing out here on the edge of the Atlantic on this model run. That is, I don't think I've noticed that before, but yeah, glad to have everybody here for another live stream. We've got Mary, Storm, as well as Space Queen, Legacy, Indiana, Isabel's, oh geez, a Siege, how close are we? Oh man, Pez is in here. V, and everyone else who's in the live stream may not be chatting. Glad to see you here as well. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Let me just make sure everything's good to go. We should be good to go. We're going to switch right on over to this. See if we're good. Is the date correct? Okay. Now let's go check the level. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. We do have a active tornado warning right now, actually up here in Wisconsin, out of all places. Not anything too impressive, to be honest. There's not a whole lot here. We have a very weak area of rotation that is progressed up to the northeast. It's really nothing too over the top at all, so I'm not really going to be watching it a whole lot, to be honest, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on it just in case. But it doesn't look like anything over the top. This is just ooh, I forgot about that update already. Oh boy, I forgot about that update already. So yeah, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for 22 more minutes here. I wonder how this looks from the terminal radar. Not anything too impressive, to be honest. Oh shoot, where's my towns at? The US doesn't have any towns and cities. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go, there we go. So storms are starting to get going now. I'm unsure about today's potential. It could either go one of two ways. It's either going to be near outbreak or nothing's going to happen. It's either going to go one or the other way. There's just a lot of uncertainties today. We have a enhanced risk for severe weather today, a very large 10 sig risk for tornadoes. So we'll just see what happens. Main area to watch is really going to be Indiana today into Ohio. It's really going to be the southern portion here that I watch the closest later on tonight. But right now, I'm going to keep an eye on the northern area here. So there's kind of two different areas to watch. Let me go check the newest model just to see if it's changed at all. So it really hasn't changed. Yeah, you're going to watch the southern risk, the southern area for a nocturnal threat. That's going to be generally out in this area here for a nocturnal tornado threat. And then in like an hour, if not in 30 minutes, we're going to be keeping an eye up here for our daytime tornado threat. So 2 different areas to watch, and we also have a 10 sig in the middle of that as well. But really, we have 2 different regions to keep an eye on the most here, and we'll see what happens. Now, this storm is starting to get more impressive out here, at least on reflectivity, but it still doesn't look over the top to me. Oh, shoot. Actually, no, I do have it open. I was going to say I forgot to open my other software, but I do have it open. So here's the risk area for today. Like I said, we have this big enhanced risk for severe weather. We have a slight risk for severe weather and a marginal risk. So that's why the thumbnail looks a little bit weird, because we've got all these weird edges to our marginal risk. We have one up here in Nebraska, one down here in San Antonio, another one over here in Mississippi, Alabama, more out here in North Carolina, and then another one up here in Wisconsin. So a bit of a weird outlook, because it's like, oh, this is a normal outlook. Oh, nope, never mind. And then it keeps going south, and then, oh, another little bump here and another bump here. So that's why it looks kind of like a funny marginal risk today. But main area to keep an eye on by a milestone. Oh, look, they already disextended Springfield from the tornado watch. But anyways, main area to watch is going to be that enhanced risk for severe weather, as well as the slight risk. We want to keep an eye on both the enhanced and the slight today. We're dealing with mini supercells. So we're expecting multiple weak tornadoes today, with the possibility of a strong tornado. A strong tornado is on the table. But the main issue today should be multiple weak tornadoes that spin up, which, gracious, I don't even know what radar I'm going to be using today at all. I guess we'll go ahead and find out. We'll probably be using the Indianapolis radar. Good news is our Springfield, Ohio radar decided to come back online in about an hour. In like the last hour, this has decided to return to being active. So let me see when that actually started to scan again. Apparently, it never went down, but I know for a fact it did go down because I wasn't able to use it this morning. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully that radar stays up and running, because that will be a very important radar. And yeah, this is now a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Man, that's scary. Why do they have it in red? I don't like that. So this is now a considerable severe for 70-mile-an-hour winds. What about the hail threat? 1-inch hail. So yeah, 1-inch hail, quarter-sized hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds there. That's out there. I believe that's near Chicago, right? Yeah, that is for Chicago, actually. So that's a pretty big, severe storm there for Chicago. That's going to be one of the storms we watch as it goes towards the western portion of Michigan. So here's our tornado watch that's been issued all the way till 9 p.m. And notice they actually say a couple intense tornadoes possible today, which means a couple EF3 plus tornadoes are actually a possibility in our risk area. You can see a couple of the more intense supercells may yield the potential for a strong tornado. So definitely a bit more of a strong tornado threat than normal up in this area. But I'm not too sure about that wording. I don't really feel like it's going to be that big of a day today. I just don't have like I don't feel it. I don't feel like it's going to be anything too big today, but we'll see. Like I said, multiple mini supercells is what we're expecting. Some of which could produce very strong to possibly intense tornadoes. And I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. I've been trying to look at the models and mesoanalysis. I do see a favorable environment, but I mean, we're just dealing with mini supercells, and it's very rare to see those produce strong, let alone intense tornadoes. And I mean, the favorable environment right now for tornadoes is really focused out here in western Indiana into eastern Illinois. That's where our most favorable environment for tornadoes is currently located. However, we are expecting that to, in the next 2 hours here, spread all the way up into Fort Wayne, Indiana. So the tornado potential should rapidly increase over the next 2 hours, but notice I said the tornado potential. Because we'll just see what happens. We'll see. We'll just see what happens. It's the potential for tornadoes. So just make sure you're hyper weather aware out there. If you're inside this watch area, or more importantly, if you're inside any shaded area here, dark green, yellow, or orange, make sure That's going right towards me. What the heck? Hold on, is it raining outside? What is that? I just happened to see it over, like, nearly over my house. I'm gonna go see if it's raining outside. What in the world? It's starting to drizzle. I just happened to see that. I was like, what the heck? Just a random storm over my house. Or almost over my house. It's getting close. What time should storms be done where I am? So there's a bit of uncertainty on exactly how widespread the storm coverage may be. But from what I've seen, your main threat should be over by 10 o'clock. So this model has like one storm lingering into 11, but 10 o'clock Eastern is when the threat should be completely over. The main storm should leave your area at about 7. So we're watching the cluster that's developing out here. These storms, these are going to be your main event out towards central Indiana. But they don't seem all that crazy right now. We'll see how much they can grow upscale over the next 2 hours. 2 to 3 hours, but they don't look over the top right now whatsoever. The more impressive storm out of this bunch is probably this one, which is going, let's see here, toward like the Charleston, Illinois area. Let's see, worst possibilities for Georgia on Thursday, not much. I mean, we're not going to see much on in Georgia on Thursday. You will actually, Thursday, you are inside the slight risk. Mainly wind and hail. The tornado threat should be very, very minimal. From what I've seen, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it because whatever may occur out towards Georgia could occur out towards my area. So I'm keeping a very close eye on it for sure. Did I see? Let's see here. Tornado threat for West Virginia. Very slim. I think West Virginia's inside a 2 to 5%. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're in this green here, you're in a 2%. So like Charleston and Parkersburg is in the 5% tornado risk. So you could see an isolated brief tornado, but we're not expecting a lot out there towards West Virginia. Storms should be weakening quite rapidly by the time they get to West Virginia. And if they're not weakened, West Virginia is going to be inside that nocturnal tornado threat. Let me see here. All right, so again, here's our risk area. If you're just tuning in, we've got a large slight risk and enhanced risk. So that's a level 2 and a level 3 for severe weather today. This is mainly driven by tornadoes. So tornadoes is our primary threat today. I mean, we've got a 10 significant. We'll use this so that way, you don't get confused with the color table. So we've got a 10 significant chance for tornadoes out there in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. This goes from Elizabethtown towards Lexington, Kentucky, all the way up towards just to the west of Mansfield, Ohio, all the way up to South Bend and pointing a bit west out there in northwestern Indiana, back out towards the Lafayette area, down just to the northeast of Evansville, Indiana, and then, of course, back down towards Louisville and Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So quite a large 10 sig there for over 13 million people. Some of this is apparently a 10%. See that little line? So apparently there's a small area that's actually in a 10% and not in the 10 sig. Because they didn't put the line on the border of the 10% like here. See how it's on the border of the 10%? So there's actually, yeah, like Long Beach is inside the 10%, not the 10 sig in Northwest Indiana. I noticed that because it says 13.4 million people are in a significant tornado risk and 13.5 million people are under a 10% tornado risk. So I was like, wait a second, we're missing nearly like 100,000 people in the risk. So still an active tornado warning up here in southeastern Wisconsin. I don't see anything organized with this at all. So we'll see. Do you think Worcester, Ohio could be included inside the enhanced? Let's see. I love how I just completely mixed the sentence that you said. I don't think so. I don't think so. You're good enough off to the northeast. And then I saw someone else say something about Evansville. Yeah, Evansville. Um, hmm. Evansville. I think the primary threat is going to stay off to your north. But then we're going to see some redevelopment tonight towards 11 p.m. and that's where your primary hazards will be. So you're looking at more of a night threat out there towards Evansville. But we still could see a tornadic thunderstorm towards the time frame of 6 p.m. So you're definitely in the risk for severe weather, but you're not in the main risk. Let me mute this real quick. All right, here's mesoanalysis. This was just updated about 36 minutes ago, so not that long ago. Here's our surface analysis across the board here. We have a decent temperature dew point spreads. I mean, these are not bad whatsoever. The main issue with today's severe storms is probably going to end up being, let's see here. I don't think it's going to be wind shear. Yeah, wind shear is good enough. It's not on the high end, but it's definitely good enough. Matter of fact, over the last couple minutes here, the wind shear has actually gotten quite considerably greater there. So it's probably going to be lapse rates, yeah. I feared it'd either be lapse rates or wind shear, one or the other, and it looks like lapse rates are going to be the biggest issue. I'm surprised we got a 15 sig hail out then. I mean, I guess we could see isolated 2-inch hail. Let's see here. What did they do? Let's see. Use the legacy pop-up user interface. I'm not sure what that one is. Yeah, I know we got high resolution storm relative velocity, which is massive. I can finally not use radar scope, and honestly, GR2 is starting to become less and less of a necessity now. Let's see. So the main thing that I'm waiting for Radar Omega to do is to change the. I'm waiting for them to change the where you could change the colors of the polygons. Or well, I mean, you can already do that, can't you? But like specific polygons. So like you can already change some of them. So if I go to weather alerts, see, you can already change like the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning. But I want to be able to change the like considerable severe thunderstorm warning, destructive severe thunderstorm warnings, the the PDS tornado warnings and stuff like that. Not just the basic ones. And then I'll probably start to ditch GR2, but I'm always going to have GR2 just because I like GR2 way more, especially for analysis. I mean, you've got 3D here. You also have very nice volumetric scans as well. So I'm never going to completely ditch GR2 analysis. But I can at least start to slowly move into Radar Omega more and more. Yeah, this stuff's still very weak. We'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see. If anything happens, we should be here. But I don't know how long I'll be live today. I have no idea. Peggy, you're pretty clear. I mean, you're in a marginal risk for severe weather, so I'd still be keeping an eye out just in case storms don't weaken. So if you manage to get something, it's going to be pretty late compared to people off to your west. I mean, you're looking at probably 10 o'clock before much occurs, maybe even just after 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10, 11 p.m. Eastern. But storm should be very weak by then. Let's see here. So we'll see. Let's see here. What is this? We'll see what ends up happening today. The potential's present, but I mean the lapse rates are not that good. Which you can already tell that because these storms are miniature. I mean, they're not fully blowing up into supercells just yet. This is going to quickly become an issue. Because those have actually managed to blow up pretty fast. I think the main intense storm right now is this one. Right here, south of Shelbyville, Illinois. But these are also starting to fire up pretty fast, too, towards Colfax, Illinois. And remember, our main risk area really starts as these storms enter Indiana. Yeah, Oklahoma is in a very nice day. It's a really nice day in Oklahoma. You've got completely clear skies over the entire state. So, I mean, Oklahoma is one of the nicer states right now. And that's typically how it is after a severe event. Because it pushes out all the clouds and it just overall it makes the air more clear too, more breathable. Minus all the pollen though. But pollen's most likely minimized by the rainfall. Did the high risk yesterday underperform? Did the high risk underperform yesterday? Yes. Long story short, yes. It did not perform as expected. However, we did see a violent, most likely a violent tornado. It's already been rated EF3. There's a pretty good chance that gets upped, but that will be up to the National Weather Service. So most likely a very strong to potentially violent tornado that occurred yesterday in eastern Oklahoma. But the risk didn't perform to as high of expectations that we were anticipating. So underperform, yeah, but definitely was not like a bust or anything. I mean, we're over 300 wind reports, over 100 hail reports, and now we're over 20 tornado reports. So it's definitely climbing up there. But it's, I mean, it was definitely nowhere close to the outbreak of the 27th. Not even close to the 27th, and not even remotely close to the 26th. So, definitely not the biggest outbreak we've seen of the year, regardless of it being the highest risk we've seen of the year. So we'll wait for these storms to get closer to Indiana so that way we could see them clear here. And we'll see if they look like they're rotating or if they're doing barely anything. A very crappy storm mode, which is what I was expecting. I mean, yesterday, you heard me, I was doubting it the whole time. I kept saying, I'm not sure if we're actually going to see discrete storms. And it just ended up being a cluster mess, which is, I mean, if we saw discrete storms, we would have seen violent tornadoes like that one we saw yesterday. The one we saw yesterday in eastern Oklahoma. If we had fully discrete storms the whole time, it would have been ridiculous. Let's see here. Hello, Carson and Samuel Wilkinson. Welcome to the stream. You guys are in the risk tomorrow? I didn't even notice that Tulsa's in the risk tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you are. You're on the edge of the marginal and the slight. You're gonna be where, your area is gonna be where we probably see clouds start to form. And then an explosion of severe storms to your east. Yeah. We should see a CU field develop over Oklahoma about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know when we will be live tomorrow. The main event is definitely, and I mean definitely, a bit between about 4 and 9 p.m. But I mean, it's a big risk tomorrow. It is a big risk tomorrow. Way bigger than what yesterday looked. I have a lot more confidence in tomorrow being a bigger day, tornado-wise. And the SPC did debate upgrading to a moderate day 2. They did say that they considered probability upgrade. However, the predictability was too low. So they ended up not upgrading it. So once we know more information on exactly where the highest supercell threat will be, they'll probably add that moderate. Which is probably going to be somewhere. There's 2 areas they may add it. It might be towards the warm front in Kentucky, Tennessee, and it might be towards the cold front out in Arkansas, Missouri. Maybe even into Texas. Those are the 2 areas I'm watching. Which is why if we look at your outlook for tomorrow, you see this big hatched area because there's going to be storms that fire near the warm front out here in Tennessee. So that's an area of where we could see an upgrade, and then even more severe storms that fire back out here. So 2 different areas. Who knows? Maybe we'll see one big old moderate right here. Who knows? I wouldn't blame them. The potential does seem pretty high tomorrow. So this is what we're dealing with today. Baby supercells that try to rotate. That's what we're dealing with. You can't get severe weather as well. It's not possible. Weather enthusiasts don't get severe weather. Let's see. Now we're down to 4 severes here, and we're definitely going to lose this one shortly. So I mean the severe. I don't really expect the severes count to get that high today. There's only one storm that is really interesting. That's this one. That's the only one that I find interesting right now. Let me change to this. Yep, just had to make sure I had the right storm, and I sure do. So just watching this one, southwest of Charleston, Illinois. Now we'll see what ends up happening today. But there's a chance that little to nothing happens today. There's definitely that chance. But there's also a chance we see a few strong tornadoes too. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Are we expecting that lower level jet to increase at all? Yeah, I don't think the lower level jet will be that much of an issue. It's really going to be the lapse rates. That's going to be the biggest issue, is the lapse rates for today. So we'll see. So just make sure you guys are hyper weather aware if you're in the watch area and inside any of the shaded areas. So that includes all the way out here towards central Illinois, back down towards near Paducah, out towards Poplar Bluff as well, back east all the way towards Charleston, up north near the Mansfield area, west of Cleveland, back up towards near Lansing, Michigan. So big area for severe potential today. And all hazards is also on the table. All hazards is definitely on the table, with even the possibility of a few strong tornadoes out in that orange area. Yeah, I know some people who are getting out of school this week. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. Okay, not surprised by that. They did keep the enhanced, but they also added a slight in Texas. So Ben, I'm pretty sure Ben has just been added to the slight risk. So there you go. Ben just got added to the slight. Let's see what the probs are for that. 2% tor, 15% wind. Actually, 15% hail. So 2 tor, 15% hail, 5% wind. And that's actually a 15 sig hail. Say 15 sig hail there. Have fun with the 2-inch hail out there, Ben. You have fun with that. Keep it in Texas, will you? I don't need any of that in Virginia. I don't think they really changed much other than adding that slight. Here goes the yawns. It's like whenever I stream, I just have the yawns. Let's see here. Make sure that this is muted. There we go. So we'll keep an eye on this. And we'll just wait. We will just wait. I'm waiting for the new Outlook to completely come through so I can see all the probs. Yeah. 15 sig hail still maintained, as well as one added in Texas. 5% wind still in Texas, and a 2% tour in Texas as well. Let me see what the models say on that. I wonder if models show anything explosive in Texas. All right, this one shows barely anything. And this one shows nothing. And this one shows nothing. Nothing. So why was there a slight risk added? Hold on a second. Most of the ongoing outlook remains on track, and reasoning has not changed from the previous forecast. C Tornado Watch 195 and any forthcoming mesoscale discussions regarding the short-term severe potential across the Midwest. Small slight risk level 2 out of 5 has been added over Central Texas for the potential of 2.5 or greater inch hail. This is warranted an upgrade to a 15 significant chance for hail probabilities. See the new MCD 678 for more info, which is a 40% chance of a watch issuance right now. Over the next few hours, isolated severe storms may form over this small region, producing large to very large hail. Interesting. I don't know if I wonder if we'll even see storms out there. We'll see if we see storms in that other slight risk. But these storms are trying to get going. I don't think they're really succeeding that well right now. They are just in the slight risk for severe weather, but we'll see. I can tell you this, they are looking better than what they were an hour ago, so something could definitely happen. Just a mini supercell day. This is one of my least favorite risks to track. Let's see here. Oh, hey, MCD. Good news is that's west off to V. V's not in that. It's off to, uh-oh. Yeah. Well, V might actually be in that. Let's see what this says. Additional supercells are expected to develop and intensify from the Lake Michigan vicinity southwestward towards the Oh My Word Valley. Large hail and severe wind gusts will be possible with the tornado threat increasing as supercells mature into Indiana. Dry line easily, Steve. Which yesterday, I guess, was a dry line, but it wasn't my favorite type of dry line. My favorite type of dry line is, one of my most favorites is the one from, like, April 26th, and then also the one that occurred, oh, geez, I'll have to look at the date, but it was absurd, and that was one of the best dry lines I've ever tracked. Absolutely astonishing. Let's see. April 30th. April 30th. That type of dry line is the best. That's what I love to track the most. A pair of super... Holy crap, I'm not... pretend I read all that. I'll read it on my other page. Because the words are so small over there. I could still read it, but I'd rather just have it right in front of me over here. A pair of supercells have sustained along the Illinois-Wisconsin border and earlier across the southern portion of Chicagoland, both of which have weakened as they've progressed across the southern Lake Michigan. Several additional updrafts are gradually maturing farther to the south in eastern Illinois into southern Illinois and even northwestern Indiana. Richer boundary layer moisture and stronger lower level shear across the Wabash Valley portion of the region. Let's see. All render increase concern for 1 or 2 storms capable of long-tracked supercells. With an environment characterized by STP about 3 to 4, the potential will exist for a strong tornado. A limiting factor through with southern extent of the degree of the mid-level warmth and dryness further south of the intense jet stream that is ejecting further north across northern Illinois into southern lower Michigan. This renders uncertainty on how far south sustained supercell development will occur in the near term over the lower Ohio Valley. Which is why they say something. They say something. No. It's why they say absolutely nothing about a watch issuance out here yet. We'll probably see a watch late tonight toward Kentucky. That will probably be pretty late tonight, to be honest. Let's see. Well, I mean, that watch could come out as soon as like 6 p.m. So it might not be that late. Let's see here. Let's see. Well, I gotta watch. No. Nope. These are going to have some pretty good storm mergers and interactions. If they're really going to try to do something here. We'll see. Still that one out here near Charleston looks the most interesting, but I mean, looks like it's already trying to fall apart, to be honest. It's going to take a bit before these can really get going. Let's see. Well, I get a watch. I live near Winchester, Kentucky. So you will most likely end up in a watch, I imagine. You're either going to be inside a watch or barely outside of one. But you're probably going to be inside a watch eventually. That might be very late tonight, like beyond midnight. It just depends on when storms move through your area. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to quickly check this. Let's see what the new mesoanalysis looks like. We should see that rendering shortly. Not yet, really. Hurry up. 20Z mesoanalysis is very much important. I like to look at nearly every hourly mesoanalysis, but this one's very important because I want to see how much shear we have over the warm sector. So we'll wait, see if anything can happen here. This one is looking more and more interesting towards and Martin. Is that Martin? Marshall? Martinsville? Marshall and Martinsville in southeast Illinois. That has actually started to explode on the last few scans here. That's really starting to go. That could be an issue as well. But this is going to have to do cell merges. So these are going to have to merge into one storm in order for something really interesting to occur. How's outlook for southeast lower Michigan? So you're probably in the slight. Let me see. Yeah, you're in the slight risk out there if you're south of Detroit. So if you're in Detroit, you're clear from the majority of the severe weather. If you're just southwest of Detroit, you could end up with an isolated supercell. An isolated strong to severe storm. That's what I should say. Timing for that is definitely going to be... there's a chance for some storms towards 6 p.m., but the main event should be about 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. And it probably won't be too over the top. Let's see. I really hope that this just continues east and doesn't do much, because if it cell merges here, like if it just continues east as this cluster, we should be okay. But if it cell merges, this is going to quickly become a big issue for right out in front of it. Probably way faster than I anticipated. So we'll see. This is definitely going to try to do something. So main area to watch right now. I'm keeping an eye on these storms south of Chicago. But honestly, I'm really more focused in on what... hold on a second. On what this storm's going to do further south. Because that is exploded on satellite imagery and reflectivity. Let's see here. Northwest Ohio won't see a watch for a little while. You're probably looking at it at least another 2 hours before a watch is considered out there. Hello, Caleb. Let's see. Johnson City, Tennessee. I think you're in the slight risk tomorrow. Main threat's going to be probably towards the overnight hours. There's a one line that we're unsure is going to form, but if it does form, it's going to move through your area about 10 p.m. And then the main line will move through probably closer to 3 a.m. Main threat by far will be damaging winds, spin up brief tornadoes, and some isolated small hail. But that could downtrend. It could move off to your west, so we'll just see. I mean, this already looks like it has an upper level meso to it. It doesn't look like it's anything imminent at all. But that's probably an upper level meso. Basically just an area of rotation in the higher, the upper atmosphere. So we'll see. Oh, and they just severe warned it. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds for 27 more minutes. This could quickly become an issue. If it can cell merge, if it could just become discrete, that's the question. If this could just die out or merge with it, and if this could just die out or merge with it. So we'll see. But this could quickly become an issue in the matter of 1 hour here, or less. About to graduate from college? Wow. That's crazy, Brooklyn. Is that storm still trying to do something near me? Oh, that's over me now. I don't even hear any rain, so... I tell you, it's the marginal risk days. There was probably like a big shelf cloud or something outside and I missed it. Knowing marginal risks. Yeah, the southern ones are definitely the more interesting one here. Those northern ones aren't doing much. at least right now. Let's see. These are trying. These are gonna try to do something. But I honestly, I don't think they'll be able to do too much because they're not in a solid lapse rate environment. So if they do try to do something, it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a long time. Kind of like these, because these have been trying to form for quite a while now. I mean, they started way back here near St. Louis, over 2 hours ago at this point. And now they're finally getting going. So if you guys are out in front of these supercells here, these miniature supercells, this is where the most favorable and highest threat for tornadoes will be over the next 2 hours. So if you're in this area, make sure you are hyper weather aware. That is the #1 area I'm watching. And more specifically, this storm here. But I don't know exactly where this is going to track. It could track right towards Indianapolis, or it could just go off to the south. But we'll see what happens with that one. What do you think are the chances? What do you think the chances are it does downtrend for Johnson City? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. If it downtrends, it downtrends. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. We'll see. Let's see here. I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting for this to merge. We'll see. So we're watching this cluster that is attempting to form out here towards Harrison, and that's going to move up northeast. So we're keeping an eye on all these storms out here. But most specifically these two, because they have the most lightning activity and they look the most impressive, especially this cluster here. So like I said, if those could storm merge, or rather cell merge, if they could cell merge and become discrete, then we'll have an issue, unfortunately. But that didn't happen yesterday. That didn't happen yesterday until we got a random prefrontal. So we'll see if this can try to do anything. Don't say that, not towards Indianapolis. Yeah, it'll probably go towards Indianapolis. Maybe just south. I mean, it's gonna head that way regardless. You failed a grade, Caleb? Man. Let's see. It was yesterday, South Dakota. We're still getting reports from the storms yesterday. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what the storm can try to do. Let's see. Alrighty. Where's Girl Dev? I have no idea. I have no idea. So you see this area of velocities, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. I don't think it's anything rotating towards the surface or anything too over the top at all. But it's probably trying to rotate towards the really higher portion of the thunderstorm. Probably a good 10,000 feet up. So we'll just wait. It's just going to be another waiting game. Let's see here. There is a chance that once I hit 2 hours on the stream or near 3 hours, that I just play the monitor game, which is where we just keep an eye on things, and once they get going, I'll go live on a second's notice. So we'll see what happens over the next 2 hours or so, and depending on that, I might just I'll either stay live or I'll take a break and then just watch it. The only reason why I'm thinking about doing that is because I've got to get some stuff ready for Thursday. I got to get stuff ready Thursday. And today is one of the least bigger days, because tomorrow is probably going to be really, really big, and then today could still be something. I don't know what it's going to do, but it's going to try to do something. Bust? That's crazy. That is crazy. Calling something a bust before storms even get into the main risk is wild. Classic Twitter user. Let's see here. He's probably in school. He actually might be on the way home from school now. Typically he gets home about 5 o'clock if he doesn't work, which is a very rare occasion. Very rare occasion. So I'll see. They did just extend that severe storm. Let's see what that's for. Still 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. So if this can't complete a cell merge, it's not going to do anything too crazy. But it's still going to be a mini supercell. It's still a mini supercell, so hail, damaging winds, and eventually later down the line, maybe even the potential for a brief tornado. Next week busted. Man, I don't think anything's going to happen next week. After Thursday, I'm probably going to go into hibernating mode. I'll probably be hibernating. I haven't even seen what the SPC has said for the next 8 days. Isolated severe potential will still be a possibility on Friday. It should remain confined to parts of northern Florida in the vicinity along the cold front. The overall environment and limited extent of the severe threat does not appear to be sufficient to justify a 15% area at this time. Generally, low severe probabilities is anticipated on Saturday, although some thunderstorms may still occur over portions of the Florida Peninsula where the cold front stalls. Generally, guidance indicates lower level moisture should attempt to return northward across parts of the southern plains around day 6 on Sunday and continue into the early next week. But generally, zonal flow and mid-level flow across this area and a weak upper level, or rather a weak upper low over the Great Basin in the southwest suggests whatever severe potential ultimately develops across the southern plains should tend to remain fairly isolated. So they actually have just predictability is too low for the next 4 to 8 days, which means the severe potential is present, just unsure exactly where. At least according to the SPC. I see exactly what they're talking about Saturday and even into Sunday and Friday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Looks like a nice solid Florida threat. And then just stuff explodes towards mid-May apparently, which I don't really believe that. Let's see here. So we'll wait. We'll wait and see. And just watch. We shall wait and watch. Watch and wait. Let's see here. Yeah, girl devs in SVR. When your main threat is tomorrow? I'm unsure, but it's probably... There's a bit of inconsistencies on exactly what might happen tomorrow, which is why we didn't see a moderate introduced. You may see severe weather tomorrow morning, all the way until tomorrow afternoon and evening, until the main line pushes through towards 1, 2 a.m. So thunderstorms look possible throughout the day, and even severe storms possible in and around your area throughout the day. And then that main line pushes through just around, if not barely after midnight. This still isn't discrete enough to the point where I think it's capable of producing a tornado anytime soon. So I'm not worried about it tornado-wise. But I'm still keeping an eye on it just in case, because it is a mini supercell. It is a mini supercell. Let's see here. So the watch probabilities, which I don't think I've actually gone through. Here's the watch probabilities. We have a 70-40 tornado watch for tornado probabilities, and a 40-20 wind threat, and a 40-40 hail threat. So basically what that means is damaging winds of 60 miles per hour, the hail threat, and especially the tornado threat's present. So you can really tell that they're mini supercells when the tornado threat is way higher than the wind and the hail threat. I mean, the tornado probabilities are almost the wind threat and the hail threat combined. So we're looking at a lot of weak tornadoes today with the risk of an isolated strong tornado. Let's see here. That is out here in western Ohio. So you're definitely going to be later on in the day. Main day threat is probably going to be about, well, not day. It's probably not going to be day. Ooh, that's kind of iffy. It's going to be right around sunset. You're looking at like 7, 8 o'clock for that area to see the main severe threat. 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Let's see here. Ooh, it's sunny out there. It is starting to get sunny in central Indiana. It's partly cloudy. Like I said, today's either going to go boom or it's going to do barely anything. So we'll just see. It's mini supercell potential. I've seen no tornadoes come out of a day like this, and I've also seen an outbreak come out of storms like this. So we'll see. We will see. Let's see. Connor's not out there today. He's taking a rest day. But he will be back tomorrow. He'll be back tomorrow. Ah, crap. Listen up. Listen up.
Tornado warning for northwestern LaPorte County in northwestern Indiana, LaPorte County in Indiana.
Yep. Wow. Well, that developed pretty well. That developed pretty fast right there. That's from Michigan City. Let's go up here and see what that is. We can't see the area of rotation at all because it's in a nice radar hole. So that's fun. But I mean, you could still see this is definitely a supercell. So this is a mini. I don't even know if this is considered a mini supercell at this point. That doesn't look too mini to me. That's a decent supercell right there. So just make sure if you're in Michigan City, Indiana, you're in your safe spot. You are under a tornado warning because of a thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. I remember a tornado warning means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. Let me check here. This is in Michigan City. Oh, I forgot Indiana doesn't have the best traffic cams. We've got a whole one frame every like 5 minutes. That's gonna be really, really useful, huh? Let's see here. Let me see if I can do a different one. Yeah, nope. They're just freeze frame cameras. Useless. Pretty much completely useless. Yeah, this I wouldn't be shocked. This is definitely gonna try to produce a tornado for sure. This one is still mini supercell with probably an upper level mezzo. But this one's starting to get pretty interesting too. Well to the west of Indianapolis. Yeah, so this storm has really developed a solid hook here. So you can see your supercell is located right in here. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it's going to be somewhere inside that hook. Right in there. So this is where you would have a tornado if it develops one. And I don't see anything too impressive on velocity, but I have a feeling that's just because we're far away from the storm. So I have a good feeling this is rotating. What in the name of almighty? That is the most North Carolina severe I've seen. Alright, let me go back up here. Oh, look at that. A 2-inch hail report. Well, the hail threat already verified. There you go. The hail threat's verified, and I'm pretty sure we've already seen 70-mile-an-hour winds, too, so I'm pretty sure the wind and the hail threat's already verified. And now we just gotta see if the tornado threat verifies. In order for the tornado threat to verify, we will have to see 2 tornadoes, one of which it has about a 40% chance of producing significant damage, so 40% chance of being significant. Pretty much, to verify the tornado threat, we need 2 tornadoes. Let's see. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this active tornado warning. They might expand that a bit more to the east too, because like that looks pretty interesting. And yeah, there's the alert on Blacksburg's page there of a severe warning. Would you agree this is a 5 sig type day? No. No. The thing is, these storms are miniature. Mini supercells don't produce much of a significant threat. So I would say this is more of a large 5% day, not a large 10 sig like we have in place. Lucky wants me to chase that severe storm to my south for some reason. Hold on, let me go ahead and just chase this freaking baby storm real quick. real quick. Yeah, nah. I ain't chasing that thing. Still keeping an eye on that one. So they still have this tornado warned out here west of Springfield. I mean, that hook has already started to occlude, actually. I mean, you can see how that hook has already started to go up into the main core of the storm. So this might not be tornadic for too much longer. It is going to undergo a cell merge here, which could increase that tornado potential or completely demolish it. And it ain't even a hail core. It's a tiny little storm. So it looks like this storm's about to start being discreet here. Looks like this stuff's all gonna start to move off to the north and northeast and probably get away from this storm. So this is probably gonna be a miniature, a discrete supercell out here. So that's gonna have the best tornado threat over the next hour, if not maybe even a bit longer. We have like no radars up here. Welcome back, Brooklyn. We'll just wait. We will wait for this warning to hopefully expire in 19 minutes. And we'll probably see a severe warning come out shortly for this general area here. I don't know exactly where they'll issue that severe, but generally in this area, as this very strong storm to potentially severe storm moves inland. Oh, yeah, they finally did upgrade that to Tour Possible. They just did that. So they did just up that to Tour Possible there. For 3 whole more minutes. I'm not surprised with that. That's going to be the more tornadic storm of the day, most likely. This is a really, really strong line here, too. Thankfully, that's moving offshore. Let's see. I mean, this still has a good look to it, but that hook just kind of occluded there. I don't know what to think about that. And I can't really tell because there's no radar. Nothing. Your threat's done. Let's see here. 19Z's rendering in. Yeah, I really think it's going to be that one storm in southern Indiana. That's going to be the biggest issue. I'm just curious to see if it's going to be able to be discreet here or not. Think she's working? I wouldn't be surprised. I really hope that she knows. Let's see. I like the new feature where at the bottom left, just showing the time of like 4:27 shows 4:27:44. Yeah, the reason why is because you paid $90 to get a little extra second times on that.
Tornado warning for North Central LaPorte County in northwestern Indiana, Southern Berrien County in southwestern Michigan, LaPorte County in Indiana, Berrien County in Michigan.
So they did expand that. I'm not too shocked at all with that. It's still radar indicated and also warned for a 2-inch hail as well. So this is going to hug right along the coastline. And it's about to hit a cell merge. Then after this cell merge, it's going to get hit by another cell merge. So we'll see what happens with that storm. That's for Pilot Mountain. You don't really want to chase that type of severe. They just continue that Tor Possible severe too. So that's a Tor Possible severe, well to the southwest of Greencastle, Indiana. Which that's like the only storm to watch now, at least in this portion of the risk. These have started to die off pretty fast. I mean, that one still looks like it's gonna try to do something. They're just so small. They're so miniature. That's why I don't think we have much of a strong tornado threat today. I mean, on satellite imagery, this stuff's not anything but, like, clouds. I mean, the storms in North Carolina look better than the storms in southern Illinois right now. At least on satellite. That's how miniature the ones in Illinois are. She's in a Tor Possible severe. Pretty sure she's in that. Yeah, she definitely is. This is probably the beginning stages of a tornadic storm here. We'll see if it can do anything, but that's definitely the storm that models have hinted towards really having a good chance of doing it. Really a good chance of producing a tornado. Oh, shoot. Well, there you go. We called that out a while. I just hope she knows. Man, we called that out a long time ago, too. If only Girl Dev was in here.
Tornado warning for Central Vigo County in west central Indiana, Northern Clay County in west central Indiana, Clay, and Vigo County in Indiana.
Yep, so there's our miniature supercell at work. It's your miniature supercell. We'll keep an eye on that. Let me take a look at this. Man. Yeah, that's for 118,000 people, dude. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people inside that tornado warning. Let's see. We do have our analysis radar on that. Oh, look at that. 2.5-inch hail report out there in Michigan City. Not too shocked with that. That storm is undergoing the cell merge, so it doesn't look impressive at all anymore. From what I could tell. And this one is still... I mean, I guess it still has that upper level meso, but it's starting to go more towards the ground here. Why it's now tornado warned. So we'll see. It's generally heading up towards the Indianapolis. It should stay off to your south, but we'll see. It's going to head very close to Indianapolis. And this is probably going to be one of our long-tracked storms. We'll see if it can drop a tornado. I completely forgot to look at meso analysis 30 minutes ago. Let's see how good of an environment this is. This is moving into right now. This is moving into the best environment, which is just to the southwest of Indianapolis, all the way until east of Greencastle, right out in this area. So it has moved into a really good environment. The more east it moves, this area right in here. Actually, it's a little bit more west than that. But it's generally that area. You know what? I might be able to turn it on this software to show y'all where that best environment is. Okay, no, this isn't gonna work. Yep, that's not gonna work. Yeah, but it is in a really good environment. For sure. I'm keeping an eye on the storms to its south because I'm hoping they go up and cell merge with it and then destroy the hook. We'll see. Additional tornado watches will be needed likely by 6 p.m. Eastern. That is a new mesoscale discussion. That's going to be Western Ohio. Increasingly favorable setup for supercells, a couple of which may be long tracked. A couple strong tornadoes possible. Tornado watches will be needed. That is for all of Western Ohio. Into southern Michigan and northern Kentucky and eastern Indiana. So that's all right in here. Just before Columbus. All right in here. Where we'll probably see a big old tornado watch get issued soon. I mean, that is a solid hook echo right there. That is a solid hook. And this one's just falling apart, thankfully. So this has quickly become my main concern here. Let's see it. Let's see this here. Yeah, this storm's gonna have really, really good potential. It is gonna have a really good potential. Let me see here. Man. I'm just looking for anything that might be able to stop this from growing upscale. Those are some very favorable mini supercell photographs right there. And this one's managed to really grow upscale. This is the only one that's really blown up. There's more storms off to the west that are trying, but nothing is even close to comparing to this storm right now. At least in Indiana, because this one's now in Michigan. Let's see here. Man. All right, let's go back to the analysis radar here. I mean, I don't see any rotation with it. I don't see any solid area rotation. But it's a mini supercell, so I've seen these produce tornadoes without really any rotation on them at all. So we'll see. MCD in Texas. Is it a new one? I mean, we already knew there was one in there. Or over there. Is it done anything yet? Nope. Nope. I've seen more severe weather than Texas today. We'll see. It's just the watch and wait game again. Man, this is in a radar hole. Every single event, we have to have a big old radar hole. Thankfully, this is in a, moving into an area with a radar. But unfortunately, that is right into, Indianapolis. Let's see. All right. So we're just watching this one mini supercell that has exploded in western Indiana. And is going to be attempting to produce a tornado over the next couple hours here. Let me see. Oops. Just checking something, y'all. So the most prime environment tonight is gonna really start to explode here towards probably 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. 7 p.m. But by the time that happens, these storms should be actually more into a messy mode. So it should actually, whilst the ingredients get higher, the storm mode is going to prevent storms from probably doing much, which is exactly what happened yesterday. But we'll still have the strong tornado potential throughout tonight. And now we wait. So that warning's for 33 more minutes. This one's for 33 more minutes. Neither one we can see from velocity. We can't even see anything from velocity at all. But we can. What we can see is at least a general idea of what this storm looks like, which is a mini supercell with a hook echo right there. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it's right near I-70. So we'll keep an eye on it. Rockingham County out here in North Carolina is actually experiencing some heavy rain, isolated thunder out there towards Reedsville, Eden. Let's see, look at that. That storm just went sub-severe in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. I find it weird on how they even, or rather why they even severe warn that. Okay, this is the outbreak of rain showers. That's what this is. If we don't see much today, that is exactly going, that is what my title will be. My title will be the outbreak of rain showers. Because that's what this looks like right now. That still looks really good. Back out here southwest of Charleston, Illinois. I mean, this has really been trying to rotate for a while now. It's been off and on. So those storms are going to try to get going here, but we'll see. See if they can do it. We got 2 reports of 1-inch hail out here, which is quarter-sized, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't rotating anymore. It was rotating before, but I don't think it's rotating anymore. That storm's just gotten pretty weak, which is probably because of the lapse rates. So storms are going to be very slow to intensify, most likely. We'll see. Mini Supercell Day. Let's see here. All right. They did just issue another severe. That's going to be for North Carolina. They continued that one for quarter size tail, 60 mile an hour winds. I mean, these are producing a bit of lightning with them. But I mean, that's probably like the main hazard out there today and the marginal risk. Let's see here. Yeah, I hope Indianapolis will be all right today. I really don't think we're gonna see much. It's a 50-50 day. It's really a 50-50 day. So we're gonna stay alive until either 3 hours or if my mom fixes food. One or the other. One or the other. Because I do want to I want to get stuff ready for Thursday. I've got a lot of preparations I want to do. And I'm going to forget. I'm going to forget. And I'm going to be in trouble. $2 years ago? Jeez. That can't be right. But that feels right. Let's see here. Alright. So we'll continue to watch this active tornado warning. And we'll see if anything happens. Let's see here. Oh, great. What does Pez want to show me? What? Huh. Okay, interesting. It's NATO cast for you. Will Marysville, Ohio be impacted? Possibly. Most likely about 10 p.m. tonight. So most likely about 10 p.m. tonight. That's Eastern, of course. You're actually about to get input, man. You're about to be put inside a tornado watch. That's what I tried to say. Instead I said you're actually about to put. Man. Dude, I'm so excited for June 28th. I cannot wait for that. I don't know if we're gonna stream the release, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. There's no way I'm not gonna stream the release. I have a video for Twisted that I filmed for the the new update. But I got no luck. I got no luck at all. Every time I got close to an intercept, tornado would just speed up. They added deviant motion too, so. But I don't know if that's ever going to be posted. I'm slacking on that. Just no time with the main channel stuff. Which I would always and will always prefer to track weather over games. Because this is what I love to do. Let's see. Do you think Evansville will see tornadoes tomorrow? It doesn't look like any supercells will hit us. I didn't know you were God. Being realistic, I would be shocked if you don't see at least something tomorrow. But you're in the risk, so regardless, you need to be hyper weather aware. You need to be hyper weather aware. I mean, you're a dead center 10 sig Tor, so there's no reason to think that you're gonna see absolutely nothing. Because I mean, you've got a 30 significant chance for hail, 10 sig Tor, 30% wind. You ought to see something. That is a very familiar name. I swear we just looked at Martinsville, Indiana. Oh, no, that was Martinsville, Illinois. Yes. So there is a tornadic supercell off to your northwest that we're watching. And that could start heading your way. So I'm keeping a very, very close eye on that. And if that does absolutely nothing, you'll still have the risk for an isolated supercell later on today towards about 6:30 Eastern. So keep an eye on these two storms here. Keep an eye on this batch of storms and this storm, because those are going to be your two most likely storms that impact you. I think this one's starting to move more northeast, so this might actually be heading up towards... Yeah, this is moving more northeast, so this is going to head up towards more of southern Indianapolis. Whereas this is probably going to form and move up towards Martinsville, Indiana. So keep an eye on this stuff here, just in case. Taking a look at some stuff here. But this is your main event. It is completely a hit or miss day. Completely a hit or miss day. You may end up with absolutely nothing, whilst people to your north may end up with a severe storm. Let's see here. Just looking at oh wow, yeah. That storm in Reedsville went severe warned. That is right at my hometown. My hometown's in that severe. Reedsville. Ain't moving back there. Even though that place probably gets more weather than me. I'm not sure what the plan is for the future, to be honest, with the channel and everything. I think my main goal is just to attempt to become a full-time chaser. Eventually. And we're going to just slowly ease into that. We're not just going to go and teleport to the plains for a day or something. I'm going to keep chasing these smaller risks towards my area, and then eventually we'll move to the plains. Move on into the plains and chase a day there. Let's see here. Still warned for 20 more minutes. Both of these tornado warnings. Where in the world are the radars out here? This is just a perfect radar hole. I swear, there's more radar holes than radars. Which kind of makes sense, but I mean, considering we have like way too many radars for me to count. We did just get a new tornado watch. Now this one is not going to include Southwest Ohio. We'll most likely see another one for Southwest Ohio. So this, actually, that might mean that Columbus could get into a tornado watch then. Considering this watch goes all the way out towards just west of Mansfield. Couple tornadoes possible. My prop guess on this is 50-20. I was gonna say 40-20, but I thought that the mini supercells would give it a little bit more of a chance. But they went with a 40-20 watch prop on that. A couple tornadoes possible, 70-mile-an-hour winds possible, 2-inch hail possible. Possible. Basically means, yeah, you can go ahead and, you know, just keep an eye on the weather, but it shouldn't be anything too over the top. Because we have nothing that's likely. So this area is definitely in a bigger risk than the northwest side. If I'm up here in this watch, by no means let your guard down, but you're not in a big risk anymore. And I don't think we really were ever anticipating a big risk up there. But still, definitely keep an eye on it. Your main event up in Northwest Ohio is going to start off about 7 o'clock tonight. But really, I don't see much today, which is why I said I don't really... Just make sure you're hyper weather aware, but you should be perfectly fine. Just make sure that you know where your safe spot is and you can get to that safe spot fast. Just in case you manage to see a tornado, which is a very, 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 very low chance. Let's see here. Still chasing Thursday. Planning on it. Some models don't... I give up on English. Some models don't show storm initiation, but models always suck at storm initiation here in the Appalachians, so I'm most likely going to chase it. I'm kind of hoping for a enhanced risk, because if that happens, Lucky gets off of school. And, you know, I think you can put the rest of that together. So, we'll see. Dang, this model shows me getting a freaking derecho for Wednesday night. Now that's wild. No, like, that's actually, like, that would be a derecho. I'm gonna send that to Lucky. Lucky's gonna freak out. That's crazy. I haven't seen a model run show that in a very long time. Probably since, like, last... Oh my goodness, and another model run shows the same thing. Wow, probably since, like, last friggin', like, August or something. It ain't gonna happen, though. Models do actually appear to be pretty confident on a line of very much damaging winds tomorrow in the St. Louis area, southern Illinois. So, Forrest, I don't know if you're watching, but there's a lot of model agreement on a damaging wind threat tomorrow in your area. Let's see.
Tornado warning for northern
Cass
Cass County in southwestern Michigan, east central Berrien County in southwestern Michigan, Berrien and Cass County in Michigan.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of waiting for it to say freaking North Carolina. Either North Carolina or freaking Minnehaha, Michigan. One or the other. But yeah, I definitely see why they continued that warning. So we'll keep an eye on this. There's your new tornado warning for 45 more minutes. Talking about bad haircuts. I need a haircut. That's what I need. Okay. Man. That's wild, Caleb. That's crazy. Um, if I get put into a enhanced tomorrow, which is not, that is not out of the question. There's not really a way for me to chase that because the terrain in Western Virginia sucks. I mean, it is garbage. You do not want to chase in Western Virginia. It is like freaking. It is what could I compare this to? It's like climbing freaking Mount Everest. The terrain out here is terrible. You want to avoid this area at all costs when chasing. So if I had to chase west, what I would do is I would go probably on Highway 220 up north towards Rocky Mount or so, maybe even all the way up towards Roanoke, and then hop on I-81 and then book it southwest. Even though that would be much longer, it's probably going to save me my car, so... I wouldn't be all that surprised if they continue that tornado warning just because of the look of the supercell. This one's really a full-fledged supercell. It's not classic or anything, but it's not mini. It's not a mini supercell. I'm never gonna go visit you. Never. I don't know what the HRRR 20Z is talking about here. It shows like 4 full-fledged supercells in Indiana. In like 2 hours. I just don't see a world where that is possible. So we'll see. No, it's definitely not a full-fledged chasing vehicle by any means. I just got my license. It ain't gonna be full-fledged for, I don't know, a good solid 40 years. Let's see here. Alright. Quickly do this. There we go. We got another severe. This could be an extension or a new one altogether. It is a new one altogether, pretty sure. So just like I was talking about, they did issue this severe for the storm that's going onshore. And this is just a hot mess right now. Wow. This is just a hot mess. That's what this is. It's a complete mess. Messy. Full messy. What the heck? When did that get there? Random severe thunderstorm warning for Independence, Iowa. I don't even think y'all were in a general thunderstorm risk. Oh, you were? Wow. I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen out towards San Antonio, Ben. I'm not sure exactly why they put that slight risk. Excuse me. I don't really know why they put that slight risk out. I know why. It's because the CU field looked more intense, but now that CU field's like gone. Still keeping an eye on this storm, southwest Michigan, tornado warned out here. Well to the southwest of Portage, Michigan. Oh, hi. What is that doing? We just got another severe storm for Frankfurt this time in Indiana. Doesn't look over the top, but you could see it has curvature to it, just like the photographs. And I don't know what the heck this is doing. Wait, does that mean the 18Z NAM rendered in? Hold on. Dang, that's tough. Stupid morning round. 3,000 instability over my house, and nothing happens. If I'm in the right spot on Thursday, I could catch a nice solid 3-hour supercell. Just gotta be in the right spot at the right time. I love the timing for this. This is not bad timing at all. Storms fire up about 3 o'clock. Why do they die off very fast because of that capping? I don't think the NAM model has a good hold on that at all. Oh, rip Lucky. Lucky's gone. Jeez. I must send him this sounding. Hold on. The NAM model takes him out. Jeez. Dude, if that happened, oh my word. That would never happen. That is a type of sounding that I've only seen in the plains, and I rarely have ever seen that in freaking North Carolina. Let's see here. No. I don't expect a watch in Detroit at all. I don't expect a new watch in Michigan. Now I'm expecting a watch to be issued out here at some point in the near future. Let's see here. I am in a mesoscale discussion. Why? I don't know. I don't know how I managed to be under a mesoscale discussion. Wow. Wow. I am impressed. Nor do I even believe it for a second. Nothing's gonna happen. This warning's gonna expire in 6 minutes. I don't think they're gonna continue that. The prime threat today is from 5 p.m., I believe, is what we were looking at. 5 p.m. to something. Somewhere around there. Pretty sure it was 5 p.m. or is it 6 p.m.? It's 5 or 6 p.m. Pretty sure it was 5. There's a lot of storms behind this, but once those first few primary storms go through, you should be pretty much clear. There might be redevelopment though. Some models do suggest more storms fire. Barely off to your south, so I'd be keeping a very close eye on them for sure. But it really should be this one round and then done. Uh-oh. That's going to try to ramp up fast. All of these are going to really try to ramp up. So we'll see if this stuff could re-intensify and then head your way. So we'll keep an eye on that. But the main round is by far right here. And that's moving right towards central Indiana. But I really don't think it, like I said before, I think it's going to be to your north and to your south. There's just going to be a nice hole of any storms over here. I mean, this storm's moving northeast, so that's going to probably go right to your north towards Lebanon. This storm's moving east, so that's going to go towards southern Indianapolis. How fast are they moving? They are moving at 45 miles per hour. Let's see here. All right, let me go to the analysis radar. I'm keeping an eye on both of these storms right now. Hold on. I want to check that one in Michigan because the one in Michigan I just feel like is going to... Yeah, do this. Yeah, do this. We got a classic supercell here. Look at that. Rear flanking line of convection. Nice, good old solid hook echo. There you go. I knew it was going to do it, too. I could just tell. I could tell. So there you go. Classic supercell. If only we had a radar that was closer. Wow. Yeah, that's going to definitely try to produce. So if you are out here towards Decatur is probably how you say it in Michigan, make sure you are about to be in your safe spot. You're not in a warning, so make sure you're getting ready to go to your safe spot because you're probably going to end up inside a tornado warning. And if you're south of Decatur, make sure you're in your safe spot. So if you're here, you're in a tornado warning, where you see this black and red flashing. That is an active tornado warning. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. I'm just gonna wait for the next scan here. We'll come back to that in a second, actually. Well, shoot, I've got all these radars and no place to put them. We're gonna put this in North Carolina. Or, I guess, Virginia, technically, but the severe is for North Carolina. Flop this on my local radar site. So we'll just wait and see what happens here. Louisville's action is probably going to be very late tonight. You're looking probably beyond 10 p.m. Eastern. Few isolated storms may fire up towards 8, 9 p.m., but we're not expecting them to be severe or tornadic. So that's not to say they won't be, but we're not expecting them. And then later on tonight, we are expecting the potential for isolated tornadoes and damaging winds and large hail. But thankfully, you are on a bit of the lower side of the risk. Let me see what risk level you're in. Beep. Wow, perfect.
Tornado warning for eastern Van Buren County in southwestern Michigan, Van Buren County in Michigan.
So yeah, you're in the main risk. So you do want to be hyper weather aware for sure. Wait, where? Oh, okay. Decatur's now under that severe, or rather, tornado warning. Decatur. Same thing, right? We'll keep an eye on that for sure. That's definitely the most tornadic storm right now. Keeping an eye on these storms west of Indianapolis because they might try to sneakily do something, but they don't look over the top right now. Just isolated severe storms capable of small hail and isolated damaging winds. Let's see. Let's go back up here. You know what? That one might start to rotate too. Not a whole lot with that. It's got a storm to its south, so it probably won't be able to do much. I'd be surprised if this isn't producing a tornado right now. Because like I said, you've got a classic supercell out here. Big old supercell. Flanking line of convection, RFD, forward flank downdraft, hail core, inflow. You got the whole ordeal on the supercell. Everything. So this is a classic supercell here. Basically means that it could put down a tornado at any second. Easily. We'll see if it's able to. Where's this radar at? Oh, this is Indianapolis. 60-mile-an-hour wind report for this storm. Going towards Greencastle, Indiana. Doesn't look that impressive. Let's see. Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to screenshot this because of the comments, so my apologies for Tulsa, but this is from the National Weather Service in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our survey team, looking at the damage from last night's Barnesville tornado, have found low wind EF4 damage. They continue to survey the damage along the track, so this remains preliminary. But that has been rated EF4. There you go. I can't show the whole tweet because there's some not the best comments. But that is from the National Weather Service in Tulsa. Wow. There you go. That's the second one of the year. Second here. That makes it the second violent tornado of the year. Man, oh man. All right. Just wanted to let y'all know that. Because that's kind of a big deal. that is a pretty big deal there. Okay, let me go ahead and close this stuff out now. Oh, we got a new mesoanalysis. Hold on, I gotta look at that. Very prime environment. Over all of Indiana now. Now moving into western Ohio, too. So, very prime environment for sure. But I do believe the lapse rates are lacking, if I'm not mistaken. The mid-level lapse rates are lacking, but the lower-level lapse rates are actually starting to climb a bit. They're now at 7. 6.5 to 7, which is not that bad at all. All right, there we go. Make sure that's muted just in case this plays anything. Okay. Nothing there. All right. Just had to sort stuff out, y'all. There we go. Yep. That's why it only takes one storm. I mean, they flopped that from, it was, at first, they didn't rate it, of course, and then they flopped it right up to EF3, then, EF4. That is a tornado on the ground. Most likely a tornado on the ground right there. Can't be for certain, because it doesn't match up the best with the couplet. But there is a pretty good chance that there is a tornado on the ground out here, southwest Michigan. So that is possible debris ball right there. There we go. Just had to fix up a lot of stuff. I had so many tabs open at once. I'm keeping that sounding open over Lucky's place. Over Lucky's house. Man. Let's see. Man. So yeah, that is most likely a small tornado on the ground here. This is in southwestern Michigan. They have not observed this, which I'm not too surprised about because there's a chance this is a tornado and there's a chance it's not a tornado. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards that most likely being a very weak, very brief tornado on the ground there. So just make sure you're in your safe spot there in Decatur, southwestern Michigan. And that is going to upgrade us to a confirmed warning. So this has now been observed by the National Weather Service. Go back over here. There we go. So I imagine this is radar indicated. Yeah, radar confirmed tornado. Not surprised about that, as well as 1.5 inch hail. This is our only tornado warning storm here. You can see the tornado warning is still in effect up here. It's for the same storm, but they just upgraded this one to observed because it is on the ground, of course. Let me go back over here. Oh no, did I just glitch out my monitor? I did. Well, my right monitor's glitched out, so that's fun. Woohoo. I was pulling up a different radar site here. I would not be surprised if they tornado warn that. Oops, still a debris ball there. That's becoming a donut. Look at that. It's turning into a weak donut. But we might have a tornado warning him through shortly for the Forest, Kempton, Goldsmith, Tipton, Michigan Town, Cyclone, Avery area, and just north of Indianapolis, Indiana. As it looks like there's a tornadic storm starting to really intensify. So we'll see if that manages to intensify enough to the point where they issue a warning. Let's see. No, that's most likely still on the ground. Or weakening, one or the other. On the ground or weakening. I believe that is your first confirmed warning of the day. Unless I missed something. There's a very real possibility I missed something at 8 a.m. when the day starts. But I don't think we had any warnings past like 5 a.m. this morning for yesterday's event. We probably still had a severe, but I don't think we had anything tornadic. By the way, that is the first EF4 plus tornado in Tulsa ever since. I don't know if that doesn't sound right. It's a big debris ball. So likely a strong tornado now on the ground out here, south of Decatur or Decatur. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that. Hmm. Wow. That is impressive wording from the National Weather Service right there for tomorrow. Let's see. Did Tulsa rate the other EF4? Which one was that? Marietta. I'm pretty sure they rated that, right? I don't know if they did. Yeah, I thought so. See, that's what I was looking at, Pez. The last EF4 was in Franklin County, Arkansas, which is their area still of jurisdiction, back on May 24th, 2011. That is the last EF4 in eastern Oklahoma in our area of responsibility. That's crazy. I swear they rated an EF4 last time, right? Was that... Who had jurisdiction over that area? I'll check right now. Oh, I think that was actually Norman. I think that was actually Norman had jurisdiction over that by like one, maybe two counties. Let's see here. Yeah, that one in Tipton just looks over the top right now. This is still likely a pretty strong tornado on the ground here. If there was more for this to pick up, we'd probably see a good debris ball, which we already have a decent debris ball here. I mean, this is already lofting debris, probably about 5,000 feet up or so. Radar says like 8,000, but I don't think I trust that at all. I don't think this is lofting debris that high up. Let's go back over to this one. So this is what I'm talking about out here in Kempton, and I believe Tipton as well. Yep. You see how this has the look to it. This has a really good look to it. So this could easily, and I mean very easily, pop a hook right out and boom, start to rotate. Very, very quickly. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. That is out there north of Indianapolis. Most likely, either a tornado is still on the ground here. Most likely, there's still a tornado. I don't know if this is debris fallout just yet. Let me check. That's most likely still on the ground. We'll see next scan here as well. This is in Michigan, by the way. This is in Michigan. What is 04Z and EST? Midnight. That is midnight. Man, I'm glad I don't have my weather radio plugged up right now. I'd be going off for the severe warnings really far to my southwest. Oh, I got a little storm that's firing off to my, barely off to, or actually well off to my west. That is far from me. Okay, so that is most likely dissipated now. That is most likely debris fallout, which is where basically the tornado lifts and the remainder of debris that it picked up begins to fall. That's why we call it fallout. That's probably, for that tornado, it's probably going to consist of some large branches and sticks, maybe some panels of homes, maybe some side panels and shingles here, but I don't think it was intense enough to pick up anything like, anything really, really large there. That's why we only saw some blue on CC. We didn't see that low of correlation coefficient values. We saw 79. Actually, we got down to 49.8, which is actually fairly low. That is when it went over. Oh, geez, that might be when it went over a house. Look at that. It might have been when it went over a house. I really, really hope not. The good news is, though, I do believe that this is weakening and is starting to lift, if not has lifted. That is now a considerable severe thunderstorm warning north of Indianapolis. Warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1.75-inch hail. There's a storm to your north and northwest. There's also a rain shower to your south. Let's see here. I don't know why I'm in the slide right now. Yeah. I really couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't see any signs of initiation at all anytime soon. So I don't know. I don't know why they have a slight risk out. Oh yeah, they're golfing in Indianapolis now, huh? They sure are. Also watching the storm up here too. I've been keeping an eye on that for a while. But it doesn't seem to be rotating all that much right now. Oh, well, shoot. Wow, that just got tornado warned.
Tornado warning for Central St. Joseph County in southwestern Michigan, St. Joseph County in Michigan.
I don't know exactly why they issued that one. Ooh, you know what? This might do the exact same thing as this one just did. See the cell merge to the south? Kind of. I mean, that's barely even a cell merge. But it might actually increase the threat for a hook to start to form here in a good area of rotation. And a flood watch? Not surprised, not surprised. Tomorrow could have some very significant flooding if we end up with a stalled out warm front. So we'll see. Okay, nothing impressive there. So that tornado is pretty much completely dissipated now. Up there in Lawton, Michigan. They still have it observed as well as warned for 1.5 and 1.75-inch hail. Let's see here. How's Indiana looking? So Indiana is definitely under the gun for severe weather. The main area to watch in Indiana by far is the southern portion. So right out here. That's where I'm watching the utmost for, I mean, a while, because we have these other storms that are going to fire, and those could pose an isolated tornado risk as they move northeast. So if you're up here towards like South Bell in Fort Wayne, I don't see much activity tonight for that area. I'll check again, but I'm pretty sure we're not expecting any more supercell development up there. It is still possible to see an isolated supercell up there, especially out near the Fort Wayne area, as the storm moves more east, but we're not expecting it. So really watching towards Indianapolis and pointing south. All right, let me go and see this. All right. Let me go ahead and go back down here now. So we'll keep an eye on this. This is where all of these are our tornado warnings. This is it. These are the only warnings we have. Only tornado warnings we have. Yep, I saw that. I don't know if that storm in Kempton is going to be able to do it because it's got a storm behind it, which might actually decrease its potential. We'll see. Where is NWS severe, is it? Yes. All right. It's another warning. I don't know where that one's going to be for. That's another warning. I don't know where that one's going to be for.
Tornado warning for southeastern Van Buren County in southwestern Michigan, Kalamazoo County in southwestern Michigan, Kalamazoo and Van Buren County in Michigan.
So that is going to be a continuation, I believe. So yeah, they just issued this big red polygon here. So that's another tornado warning. Still, we are still at a observed warning for 7 more minutes. Did I see that right? I did. There's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning in North Carolina right now. How is that even possible? For 70-mile-an-hour winds and 1.75-inch hail. Wow. I'm surprised by that. North Carolina is getting more severe weather than Indiana. Actually, that's not true. Indiana is doing pretty good right now, severe weather-wise, which is unfortunate. Hopefully, it just stays as the low-wind severe threat and nothing tornadic. Still keeping an eye on this storm in Kempton. The only reason why I think it might be limited is because there's a storm behind it that's starting to interfere with it now. But I'll keep an eye on it, just in case. I love how all these storms, like here's V. This V's right in here, somewhere here. Severe storms to the north, severe storms to the south. Just perfectly splitting right now. A rain shower might end up hitting you, V. You might get some rain. There is a storm over Rockingham County right now, just to the east of Eden. Eden, Virginia. Ah, shoot, that just went severe to my west. Oh, now that one's very tempting to chase, because that one is easy to get to. See, that's easy to get to. Well, how does that look on satellite imagery? Like a nuclear bomb. That thing's exploding. That thing is really exploding. Dude, that thing is really exploding. ShamWow. That thing is really going. Wonder if I'll even have to chase that. Where's my phone? I see my phone. I'm gonna get it in just a second. I'm put y'all back up here on this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like that one. This could really start rapidly rotating here. And I mean rapidly rotating, fast. And back. We'll see. Probably not going to be worth chasing. I don't like that storm at all. Ooh, damage report. Large limbs down across the yard in Reedsville. Alright, I'm just waiting for the next scan here. Alright, I'm using the South Bend radar, or Fort Wayne. Yeah, this is really trying to become a classic supercell. We'll see if it can succeed or not. Let me close out all these useless tabs. Man. Alrighty. Now we shall wait. Also, that is the first, I'm pretty sure that's the first EF4 in May for like so long. Let's see. I'm gonna actually look it up. That's on the ground, people. Somebody remind me to see when the last EF4 was in May, but that is on the ground right there. If Spectrum Width confirms that, which it barely does, but does. What about ZDR? Eh. That is most likely a tornado on the ground right there. This is east of Three Rivers. Let's see here. Dang. I looked up when was the last EF4 in May, and they've already updated it to yesterday. Talk about fast. But I want to see the last one in Oklahoma. It was probably 2019. Tennessee, Tennessee, Mississippi, Mississippi, Georgia, 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 Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Tennessee, Kentucky, Iowa, Georgia, Texas, Georgia, Texas, Texas, Mississippi, Iowa, Alberta, and then Oklahoma and Oklahoma. Back-to-back EF4s. That's crazy. By back-to-back, I mean April and May. Yes, I think it was in 2019 sometime. May 7th? I don't think so. Let's see. There we go.
Tornado warning for southeastern Howard County in central Indiana, northern Tipton County in central Indiana, Howard and Tipton County in Indiana.
Well, called that out a long time ago. That is most likely still on the ground. I'm not very confident, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be on the ground. I'm just waiting for them to go observed for it sometime in the near 500 years. This is the new warning. You can see that hooks that's starting to form there, just like I was anticipating. But not really anything impressive on velocities at all. That is out there for Sharpsville and Windfall City, Iowa. Or not Iowa, but Indiana. North of Indianapolis. Well to the north of Indianapolis. Oh, wow, buddy. That's a strong... It's a strong CC. But is it valid? That's the question. If there was a strong tornado on the ground, we'd have a nice big old yellow pixel right here, so... now I am very much skeptical of that being debris. Because you can see it's not here on this scan, right? It's not there, then boom, there it is. Boom, still there. And I don't feel like that's a debris signature anymore. But what if it is? It might be, it might be. See, because I know that's gotta be a debris signature, man. Gracious, there's our classic supercell. There you go. There she is again. Wow. So that could even be our second strongest, our second strong tornado. Somebody misplaced the enhanced risk. Because right now it's a Michigan event. So this is moving up northeast. Let's see. I don't see any very populated towns that this is going to directly impact here. There's a few unnamed towns, but we'll keep an eye on that. Man. If you're in downtown Whitestown, thunderstorm's gonna stay to your north and to your south. But you might get some very light rain shortly. Phew. That's definitely a debris signature. Hey, Ben. This is lofting debris 10,000 feet. I'll shut up. This is a particularly dangerous situation. A large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground, according to the National Weather Service, on the northern storm. Not the one with the big fat debris signature. but the one that is disorganized and is trying to get its act together. So this is a particularly dangerous situation up here. This is not. This big debris signature is not PDS right now. This is now a PDS tornado warning. They just upgraded that to a PDS warning. This is now PDS. That was just upgraded. There you go. 2 PDSs. Wow. 2 strong tornadoes outside the 10 sig. Oh my goodness. This one's for 267,000 people. I really hope that it's not on the ground. Wow. And this is for 4,000 people too. We called this one out a while ago. I mean, I called this out a long time ago. I called it out when it was right here, when it first went severe. Once we started looking at that one and then that debris signature faded away, I saw that one and called that one out. And then it did the cell merge. I was like, you know what? This is going to do the exact same thing. And sure enough, what do you know? There you go. Big old debris signature right there. That is lofting debris 10,000 plus feet up. Wow. Jeez, that's another very strong tornado. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of houses here too. Along the road. No very populated town here. But definitely homes. I do not see this one on the ground as of now. I don't see it. Right now, at least. This one is most likely lifting. Based off that last debris signature. Let's see here. I want to look at spectrum width. Jeez. Okay, spectrum width is not going to help, huh? Wow. So that debris signature has spread it out, but I'm kind of going with what Pez said. So although it looks like the debris signature is kind of, it's not as condensed, so to say. I'm gonna go with what Pez said, and this is probably not weakening. This is most likely still on the ground. We'll see next scan if there's a big old blue CC or not. Let's see here. Wow. This is insane. I also want to keep an eye on that one in Indiana, too, just in case, because it could sneak up on us. Right now, that doesn't look to be on the ground in Indiana. So again, we've got 2 particularly dangerous situation tornado warnings here. What that means is that there is a large and extremely dangerous tornado that has been confirmed and is on the ground inside the polygon area. And both of these are in southwest Michigan. Man. What radar am I using here? The southern one. When was this radar scan? 51. This is at 54. Oh, Lord have mercy. gracious day. Not again. Wow. I'm gonna go check the lapse rates real quick. Lapse rates. Lower levels. 5.5 lapse rates in the lower levels. This is probably about to be a big donut tornado up here, too. Look at that. And thanks to the southern storm, this is probably going to head right up northeast. So if this touches down, oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. Oh, wow. Holy. I pray that does not touch down. Dude, that is a violent tornado right there that we just experienced. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Watch that northern one, because it could easily develop a big tornado towards Portage. You guys have already gotten a big heads up from the National Weather Service, because they already have a PDS warning out for you. In anticipation of it dropping a big tornado. Wow. So big tornado on the ground here. This is in, again, southwestern Michigan. That is crazy. And this one just keeps getting tighter. This is a imminent, very strong tornado. This is an imminent, very strong tornado. My goodness. This particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning, has been continued. Oh, geez. Now going towards the Sherwood area. Just barely north of Coldwater, Michigan.
For northeastern St. Joseph County in southwestern Michigan, northern Branch County in southwestern Michigan, Branch, and St. Joseph County in Michigan.
That debris signature has lighted up a lot. I want to see the next velocity scan on that to see if that might have occluded or not. I wouldn't bet on it. That's probably still a very strong tornado on the ground going towards Sherwood, Michigan. I'm just waiting to see a big dark blue CC appear right over Portage. Because that is a ridiculous couplet. Again, we are only focusing in southwestern Michigan right now. A brief reminder, there is a tornado warning still in effect for West Liberty and Kurtzville, as well as Sharpsville, Indiana. That is a radar indicated warning, which means a tornado is imminent or possibly on the ground. These purple polygons that you see here is where a large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground. And that's much easier to spot. Let's see here. So this northern one, see how there's nothing on this, so I don't really believe that's on the ground at this moment, but it is a imminent, very strong tornado. And then you just see this big white blob down here. That is a big tornado that has been on the ground. And you can see how it just continues to get larger and larger. I really want to see the next scan on this, because it's going to either show barely any CC, or unfortunately, it could show something crazy. Just please keep in mind when tracking this, this is clear air, okay? So when tracking this, all this CC is clear air. If there is a tornado, which there is, it's going to be right here. That next scan is iffy. I'll wait for that to come through on my analysis radar here. Oh, Lord, there it is. Tornado on the ground going towards Portage now. Most likely. I want to wait another scan because that could be a hail core. But that's probably a debris signature going right towards Portage. Most likely a strong tornado is touching down at this exact second west of Portage. And this is going to go right through a very populated area. If this gets any bigger, they will not hesitate to issue a Tor-E for this one. Because this is a big couplet that could rapidly turn into a massive tornado. And I'm still not convinced that that is a full debris signature. Because if it is, holy crap, this is a big tornado going towards Sherwood right now. This is a big tornado going towards Shorewood. Again, we are in southwest Michigan. We are in southwest Michigan. That northern one for Portage is for 234,000 people. It did just get updated, so we lost like 10,000 people in that warning. My goodness.
Tornado warning for northern Steuben County in northeastern
warning.
Indiana, Branch County in southwestern Michigan,
That's this
northwestern Hillsdale County in southeastern Michigan, Steuben County in Indiana.
We've turned into a nice
Branch,
hot mess up
and
here.
Hillsdale County in Michigan.
Yeah, that's probably on the ground. That is on the ground for sure, 100%. I really hope that does not get any stronger, else this is going to be a very, very bad situation for Portage. There is a tornado on top of Portage right now. It's most likely very large and extremely dangerous. I know for a fact it's extremely dangerous, but I can't tell if it's like extremely large or whatnot. But I mean, that is probably a pretty strong tornado on the ground. This is a normal tornado warning that was just issued, which is radar indicated for cold water in southwest Michigan. So just make sure you're in your safe spot there. That means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. You still have a very large area of debris here, whether this be fallout or a tornado. Why risk it? Just go to your safe spot. Now, this is a big tornado over Portage. This is most likely a very large and probably a large, extremely dangerous tornado. They're definitely gonna keep that PDS for this one. I can tell you that. That was a good call. Yep, still going to continue with that large debris signature. It's definitely not an impressive debris signature at the moment. It's not lifting debris any larger than, or any higher than 5,000 feet. Because it's just starting. I cannot tell if that is on the ground anymore, because we're in just a contamination land right now. We are just in contamination land. There's a good chance that it is still on the ground, though. Wow. That is insane. My goodness. So if this is on the ground still, it's going right over Sherwood. Or Sherwood. If it is on the ground, which I can't tell you if it is or not. It's just a lot of contamination. Just regardless, be in your safe spot. That couplet is weakening a lot in portage, so I really hope next scan this is just green, if not red. Because if it's green, that means it's fallout, and if it's red, that means it's completely, like, completely gone. Still, like I said, can't tell if it's on the ground out here in Sherwood. Just make sure you're in your safe spot, Southwest Michigan. We're looking at Southwest Michigan, where two strong tornadoes are on the ground right now. Man. That is another tornado warning that has just been issued. And that is going to be another PDS.
Tornado warning for Central Kalamazoo County in southwestern Michigan, Kalamazoo County in Michigan.
So there's your fourth PDS tornado warning. 4 PDS warnings for 2 storms. Wow. I can't tell exactly how strong that one in Portage is, to be honest. All I know is that it's a tornado for sure. I mean, it looks very weak on velocity to the point where I'm really hoping it's just a very weak tornado. But it's now lofting debris near 8,000 feet, so it's definitely on the ground. Yep, and that is your return of a big old debris signature. That most likely was still on the ground and it just wasn't picking up much because this was a lot of dust and some trees, and it just went over Sherwood, which, well, that's why you've got more debris. So there you go. You've got 2 big tornadoes on the ground at the same time here. So that's your debris signature right there. And that's going to continue up very high up. Most likely 15,000 feet plus. Man, oh man. That one in Portage is now nearing 12,000 feet according to radar. Which you do want to take those estimates, with a grain of salt, of course, because it's radar. But just to give you an idea of how intense these tornadoes are. Man. Is this now entering the other tornado watch? Because, let's see. Yeah, so these are now entering the other tornado watch. Both of these storms produced intense tornadoes inside the tornado watch that said intense tornadoes possible. Alright, the good news is both of these looks at least somewhat... This one looks at least somewhat weaker. We'll see next scan. I mean, unfortunately, this one still looks very strong on velocity and reflectivity. That CC is lighting up a bit. But, I mean, it's done that like 3 times now. Man. We also did see a new watch get issued. There's now a tornado watch in effect for Dayton and Columbus, Ohio, as well as Cincinnati, Ohio, extreme north central Kentucky, as well as Richmond, Indiana. For the next 6 hours, 51 minutes. Man. Absolutely crazy. That still looks like Fallout to me. Both of these look like Fallout. We'll see. We are far from radar now. There's a report. Train spotter reported a tornado. Alright, I'm going to remove that now. I'm just waiting for the next velocity scan here. Yeah, that one's weakened a lot. Finally. You can see how that couplet went from very intense to now weakening quite rapidly, actually. Man. Radar confirmed tornado time estimated via radar. Yep, not surprised. Wow. I'm still going to wait another scan to see how much this debris ball weakens here. But we're still at 4, now actually 3 PDS tornado warnings. Which means a large and extremely dangerous tornado has been confirmed. And is on the ground. But now I do believe they're both weakening. You never know. They may just be trying to recycle here, so we'll see if they intensify again. Man. Now we just wait here for the next scan. We just wait. I really hope to see both of these tornadoes lift right now. Man. Yeah. I had a feeling that was starting to just become a bigger tornado. I had a feeling. Once I saw the velocity couplet go from this thin pixels to this big one. And that's now going to warrant a tornado emergency. We are now at a tornado emergency for Union City. Union City, you are now inside a catastrophic situation. I seek shelter now. Wow. Right up to a tornado emergency. Gracious. So we are now in that, you can see that polygon. Gracious. I didn't want to see that again. Gracious. So this means a catastrophic event is unfolding right now for Union City. Which I don't see a big debris signature, nor do I see a solid velocity couplet. Wow. I'm very surprised they pulled that. I'm very surprised they pulled that.
Calhoun County in south central Michigan, Calhoun County in Michigan.
That is a big PDS. That is a big PDS. They issued that PDS for both of these storms. Wow. So there's man, there's your tornado emergency right here. Commonly known as Tori. And I do not see any big debris here. Yeah, you can see how we don't have any white ball anymore here. You can see how it was a big white ball, and then it started to fade away as they upgraded that to Tori. We still have a nice white ball right there. So that's still a tornado on the ground, most likely. Going towards Galesburg now. Wow. Wow. Let me go check this real quick. Wow. So look at this. Your watch probabilities are 70-60 in Cincinnati. 70, 60 watch probs. Jeez. That is moderate risk level. So essentially, we do have a moderate risk today, even though we don't from the SPC. You don't see any red area here. They have pulled a 70-60 tornado watch for Cincinnati, Dayton, Richmond, and Columbus. That means a couple intense tornadoes are possible. Oh, my bad. A couple intense tornadoes are likely. That is the wording that we saw yesterday for a high risk. Wow.
Tornado warning for northern Steuben County in northeastern Indiana, southeastern Branch County in southwestern Michigan, southwestern Hillsdale County in southeastern Michigan, Steuben County in Indiana,
Told
Branch,
you.
and
Hey.
Hillsdale County in Michigan.
Told you this was gonna go one of two ways. Told you it was gonna go one of two ways: either nothing or it's gonna explode. And it's chosen the explode route. Wow. That is just crazy. Just screenshot that real quick. Send that one to Lucky. Jeez. I don't see a tornado on the ground anymore. Both of these seem like they've lifted to me. They still have this as a tornado emergency. There is no tornado warnings in effect in central Indiana at this time. These are our only tornado warnings in effect, and there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Tree damage, tree damage. Wow. I don't really know if I mean, I don't think that was on the ground when it went towards Union City. And then this is all debris fallout. Both of these have really fallen apart. I'm unsure why they even issued the Torii. Let's see here. We'll see. Yeah, they played it safe. I think that Torii was meant for Sherwood, considering how that polygon was placed.
Tornado warning for southern Grant County in central Indiana, Grant County in Indiana.
I feel like that was meant for this town, Sherwood, which would have made sense. Let's see here. This is just a lot of debris falling out of the sky right now. There's a lot of debris falling out of the sky out here west of Galesburg from a very intense tornado that just occurred. Now, given a lot of that's probably not debris, but a good chunk of that's going to be debris fallout. Let's see. I don't know how high this lifted debris. We got a scan here. Yeah, so this lifted debris 22,000 plus feet up. So no wonder why we're seeing that fallout. And then the tornado emergency. We didn't get a scan here, did we? This was 2 scans before the Torii was issued. And that was lofting big debris well over 20,000 feet up. Hold on, let's get a big scan on that. Yeah, you're looking at about the same height, 23,000. At least on that particular scan. Man. I don't see anything there. We did just get a tornado warning out for Fairmount and Fowler in central Indiana. North central Indiana towards Gas City. We are still at a tornado emergency for the next 9 minutes, unless otherwise specifically said by the National Weather Service. So unless it gets canceled, we are still at a Torii here. Man. I'm pretty confident that this was lifted once that Torii was pulled. Just from a radar analysis perspective, the Hook Echo occluded northeast of Sherwood, which means the tornado would most likely have occluded based off of also the debris signature, spectrum width, the ANROT, and the velocity. All radar products. The tornado lifted just northeast of Sherwood. Just a minute or two. Not even, barely even a minute or two. Probably even just before that, to be honest. Just before, if not as that tornado emergency was issued. There was no reason for a Torii with this. If they issued it back here towards like here, when they issued this PD, it was PDS at this point for Sherwood, I would have been like, all right, I see why they issued that. But considering they issued it after this went through Sherwood and headed towards Union City with no debris signature, no velocity signature of a decent tornado, no solid Hook Echo, no PTDS there. I mean, barely even any NROT. Just from a radar standpoint, I'm unsure why they pulled that. I know that it is spotter, train spotter. Weather spotters confirmed a tornado. Yeah, confirmed large and destructive tornado was located over Union City. I would really like to see that, that picture of a tornado or something. Because I'm not trusting that. I'm just not trusting that. Now, my only guess, which would be crazy, is if the clear air was a tornado, which just doesn't make sense. Because when they pulled that, they said, you know, the Torii says a destructive tornado was located over Union City as that Torii was pulled. Is that 4-inch hail? Well, there is something. 4-inch hail report right there. Over Union City. Definitely had a strong updraft with it. At first it was radar confirmed, but the Tori was spotter confirmed. Weather spotters confirmed. So, I don't know. They pulled it for a reason. But I mean, you already know the radar can lie, so there's a chance that, of course, it was on the ground when they pulled that Tori. Let's see. Are we still at PDS or did we downgrade all the way? Okay, we're still at PDS for a long time. Unless they downgrade that. So, whilst I don't see why they pulled it, and I would love to see a picture or some other proof of a tornado that occurred over Union City. They pulled it for a reason, and you can only tell so much from radar. So, I mean, regardless, it was a big, strong, to potentially violent tornado. Regardless. The Tory could have just been pulled as a precautionary measure, which would not surprise me. Because that's going to grab everybody's attention. The Tory is, I mean, that's the highest level polygon ever issued by the National Weather Service, so that's going to grab nationwide attention there. Especially in a 5%. Especially in a 5%. Regardless, the National Weather Service did a good job. There was warnings put out. You need to treat every polygon, as if there is a tornado on the ground. Every tornado warning. So, to you, it should mean the exact same thing. Seek shelter immediately and make sure you're in a very sturdy shelter. That's what a radar indicated warning should mean to you. And this was confirmed, and not only confirmed, but also PDS, and not only PDS, but also Tori. So we climbed the whole chain of the warning command here. So point being is a warning was issued. That's the main thing. That is the main thing, is the fact that a warning was issued. That's what matters. That is what matters. And the time between the warning being issued and Sherwood being impacted was about 6 minutes, which is a decent time. It's not the highest lead time at all, but that's good time. So they still did a great job. Like I said, what matters is the fact that they got a warning. That is what matters the most. Let's see here. Damage is being reported from Portage, which was our other PDS warning. Not the one that was Tory, but the one to the north. This is Portage right here. So damage is being reported from that area. Let's see here. One of my friends also said it. They pulled the Tory as the tornado was issuing. What were they thinking? All that matters is that there was a warning. Wow. A special weather balloon was launched from Ohio, which most likely was why they issued a high-end watch there. Oh shoot! What the flip? Why is that PDS? Why is that observed? What? I'm quitting. I'm done. Is this by the same National Weather Service? Grand Rapids. Okay, at least this one was more notable. Emergency management confirmed a tornado. But what's the reasoning for a freaking PDS? Alright. They're just playing the safe game today. I suppose. Wow. I mean, I was just watching the radar there. That's surprising. Well, emergency I can't even speak. Emergency management confirmed a tornado on the ground, but like this little thing here. Alrighty. Sure, buddy. Let me go check. Let me go back up here. Make sure that's muted. Let's see here. Alright, let me go ahead and find that one. That PDS one is for 14,000 people. Let me change to this radar site. Wow. I'm not sure where they see this, to be honest. Of course, the National Weather Service is going to know more. Let's see here. All right, that was the, I know which one that was. That was the Northern PDS we just got a video of. I already saw that before Pez sent it in. Or tagged me in it, I should say. I saw another angle, though. I didn't see that exact one. Alright, that's another one in. I feel like that's probably going to be south, yeah. Central, Indiana.
Tornado warning for southeastern Grant County in central Indiana, Blackford County in east central Indiana, Blackford and Grant County in Indiana.
Where the heck even is this? Okay. So we just got a chaser west of Sherwood who said a large rain wrap tornado that occurred out here towards Sherwood. So that might have been the one that what you know why they pulled the Tory. That might have been why they pulled the Tory there. And then we also have video confirmation of a wedge tornado that went through Portage. That wasn't originally a stovepipe and then turned into a wedge. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures coming out, so now it does make sense why they issued that Torii, but I mean most of those were before the Torii was issued. And then once they issued it, it was already lifted or lifting. Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah, this was Michigan's first tornado emergency. So, not surprised. Let's see here. This one could rapidly ramp up. Both this one as well as the one up here towards Homer. This is the only one that's PDS now. Just this one, far south. So, yeah, good on the National Weather Service for issuing the warnings regardless. And thank you to everybody who tagged me in pictures and videos. I know I said I wanted to see a picture of it, but I mean, I got tagged in like 15 things, so thank you. I saw a picture of it. I don't need any more tags. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Let's see here. Can this please load? Thank you. Give me just a moment. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna go look at the weather balloon data here. I'm watching that one in Homer the most, and also the far southern one. Both of them, really. I'm also watching that. I'm really watching the far southern one, so that way I know when to flip back to the normal radar indicated warning. Yeah, this is definitely rotating towards Homer, but I'm unsure exactly how intense it's loading there. How intense it's rotating. My word. In English. You're on the far southern side, so yeah, I believe you're all right for now. I would watch towards later tonight. Let me see exactly when. Uh, yeah. Honestly, I think you'll be okay. I would still remain weather aware because you're inside the tornado watch, but I think you'll be all right. But still keep an eye out because you are inside that watch. Oops. I want to go see that weather balloon data. Because we got special observed soundings at 21Z. Alright. Wondering why they pulled that high prob watch? There you go. This is an absurd sounding from Southwest Ohio. Ridiculous shear, meh lapse rates, which was expected, to be honest. No cap, plenty of cape, plenty of shear, plenty of veering, ridiculous photograph. That is enough to issue a high-end watch right there. So they issued a 70-60 watch. So if we do see tornadoes, we are anticipating them to be pretty intense. Strong to intense there. We only have one PDS right now. Which is just this far southern one towards Montgomery and Camden. All right. Let's see. All right, let me move this off of my radar site. There's no point in having it over here. I'm going to move that to the Grand Rapids radar. Yeah, so that way we can see these storms. Where the heck is this at? Oh, this is Indianapolis. I forgot about this place. And this is Fort Wayne. There we go. Just setting it up properly. Gotta make sure all the radars are in the right spot. So that officially makes today a tornado outbreak. Because we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornadoes, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. So I'm quite sure that makes today an outbreak. If not, it's very close. By the time everything gets confirmed, you bet it will be. No, the largest city in Indiana is Lafayette. Totally. Totally. Let's see here. They are continuing with that PDS warning, and I don't blame them considering how that couplet looks. So still a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground. We just don't see any debris. So we'll keep an eye on it. Today's risk has overperformed on the northern side and really performed how I expected in Indiana. Like, so far, this is what I've expected with the exception of Michigan. So just everything that has happened up here, I did not expect. I did not expect anything up here at all. Nothing that significant. But down here, everything has played out exactly how I thought it would. Time for me to get surprised in an hour. Probably. I'm surprised they're not issuing a tornado warning for this storm, as it still seems quite tornadic here. That's probably because we're in a radar hole now, so can't see anything. Let's see here. That was a notification for a thunderstorm approaching my area. It ain't severe, though. We're expecting some development, yeah. That's what we're seeing down here. We're seeing development down here, which is what we were expecting. Now, more development, I don't know about that. Let me see. No, we're not expecting more development. Maybe some isolated thunderstorms that could develop down towards southern, southwestern Kentucky. So some more redevelopment down here, yeah. But these are our main storms. Oh my goodness, we're at a destructive severe. What the heck? Where did that come from? Just random destructive severe in north central Indiana. Yep, right there. Just out of nowhere. Just last scan, boom, big hail core. One scan. So there you go. That's for 2.75-inch hail. Northwest Illinois, isolated thunderstorms near the Davenport area, all the way up towards Chicago, but nothing significant or severe is expected. Isolated severe storm can't be ruled out. Yeah, you're pretty much done, V. These storms should stay off to your south. Your south and east. You should be done. They've moved much faster. They got out of your area an hour and 20 minutes before I was anticipating. I thought it'd be closer to 8. There could still be some rain showers tonight, but the main event is done for you. Now watch me be completely dead wrong. Wouldn't be the first. I would still stay weather aware, V, because you are inside the tornado watch. So until that tornado watch is completely expired for your area, make sure you are still weather aware. Let's see here. Let me go back down to Indianapolis here. Still watching this far southern storm. I don't see much rotation with it right now, but it definitely looks interesting. So I'm keeping an eye on it. That's in Franklin, Indiana. What radar site's closer here? Grand Rapids or Fort Wayne? Grand Rapids. At least for this storm. Which is why they didn't continue that tornado warning, because from this storm it looks like there's nothing even rotating. But they did continue that for a possible severe 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Still don't see. I have not seen a single debris signature on this storm at all, and it's been PDS for like the last 45 minutes. It's been PDS ever since. Okay, not 45. Gracious, feels like it, but it's actually only been 20. It's only been 20 minutes. Feels like forever though. 45 minutes was a big exaggeration there. And there's a new destructive for 3-inch hail this time. How about that? So Kendallville, northeast Indiana, you need to be running to your safe spot now. A destructive 3-inch hail severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for your area. Proxy, you missed a tornado emergency and 5 or 6 PDS severes, as well as a 4-inch hail report, a 2.75-inch hail destructive that is now turned into a 3-inch hail destructive. So there you go. Now you're all caught up. Oh, did I forget to mention the tornado emergency? The first one to ever be issued in Michigan in state history. So kind of historic. Yes, softball sized tail. There's a report. It was from the Tory. Man. I'm just waiting for this PDS warning to expire in 11 minutes. We'll see what happens for the rest of the night. The rest of the day into the night hours here. Let's see here. Looks like significant damage to a FedEx facility in Portage, Michigan. I just got that report. This is a new watch issuance, or not watch issuance, but rather mesoscale discussion for Northeast Indiana, South Central Michigan, as well as Northwestern Ohio. Let's see. Supercells will continue to spread northeastward this evening across the tornado watch issuance, along with large hail. Let's see. Exit region of the mid-level speed max is spreading across the central Great Lakes region early this evening. Approaching shortwave speed max is contributing to slow northward advance of the surface warm front that currently drapes across northern Ohio into southern Michigan. No less than half a dozen, no less than half, can't say a word, no less than half a dozen long-lived supercells that have been noted along and near this warm front, several of which have been tornadic. Additionally, very large hail has been noted with multiple of these storms. This activity will continue to spread northeastward over the next few hours. The greatest tornado threat will be near and just south of this warm front as buoyancy drops considerably more north of the wind shift. A bit south of the warm front, discrete supercells are gradually increasing in intensity across northeastern and eastern Indiana. Long-lived updrafts will spread eastward into portions of watch issuance 196 in the next 1 to 2 hours. What's that? Let's see what this is. Oh, continuation of that tornado warning still. All right, back up here. Big old hail for Kendallville. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. That's a destructive, particularly dangerous situation. Severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see here. All right. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this, y'all. The main thing that I'm questioning is the storm mode for today. The storm mode for the rest of the evening into the night hours. Because I don't really think we're going to see a whole lot, regardless of the ridiculously high-end tornado watch for Western Ohio. I just don't think we'll see a whole lot. I'm just seeing a bunch of damage pictures from Portage rather. Portage. Well, this is from. I'm just not going to mention that because I don't want to. Because not a lot of stuff is going to be confirmed right off the bat. Man. Alrighty. Just waiting for this PDS warning to expire. This one's PDS for 6 more minutes. This is a normal tornado warning for 36 more minutes. Or actually, no, 21 more minutes. So the severe is for 36. The tornado warning, which is in this purple here, is a normal radar indicated tornado warning for 21 more minutes. Man. Oh, come on. It's another tornado warning. I bet it's an extension to the PDS. I hope it ain't PDS. Yep, look, there it is. Little red polygon.
Tornado warning for southeastern Hillsdale County in southeastern Michigan, Hillsdale County in Michigan.
The fact that the 12ZH nailed these supercells is kind of wild. I mean, HRRR has been correct before. Skip that, the 06Z nailed it too. The 12Z nailed it more, though. Just for those who think the HRRR is, not an accurate model anymore. It still could be very accurate. It's still accurate. Just sometimes it doesn't perform. Man. So we're at 3 tornado warnings and 10 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. So we'll keep an eye on it. This destructive severe is still warned for 3-inch hail, which is a large apple-sized hail. Let me go back over here. Yeah, I'm unsure about what's going to happen tonight. I really don't think a whole lot more is going to occur. The highest tornado threat, according to the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center, is going to be focused out in this area here. So right back here is apparently where the highest tornado threat will be focused. So with any cells that can manage to try to rotate, those are going to be your main storms. But honestly, I don't think we'll see much up there. I really don't. We'll just wait. Alrighty. Let's see. Where's a storm we can watch on the radar here? There's really no solid radar coverage out here, so we'll just we'll just watch the storms that we can, I guess, which is really just the destructive one, and we'll just watch these further south of Indianapolis. I did. I did. I did call the threat, although it's not exactly where I thought it was by any means. I will take the I'll take the loss on the placement because I will gladly admit I was not expecting a tornado emergency today in freaking Michigan. Give me a moment. Alrighty. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this. That PDS warning should expire in a second, and there. Finally. Just waiting for 7 o'clock. Apparently this one's still PDS according to GR2, but I can 100% tell you it's not. It is not PDS anymore. It's a normal radar indicated warning. Let me make sure that's muted, just in case. Okay. Let's see. Was the Tory the one near the lake? What do you mean? Whoa. That one's been a long tracker, but no, the Tory one is the one that originated all the way down in... Jeez. Look at that. That's what would... This rain shower is what later on would become a freaking massive tornado. Look at that. There it goes. That is crazy. And now that is cut out in front of the other storms out here towards, it's now out here towards Jackson, Michigan. That is crazy. That's what a lot of storm mergers can do for you. A lot of cell merges. I don't know why I always say storm mergers. Cell merge, storm merge, same thing. I don't think the loop's going to go back far enough at all. It ain't even going to go close. There you go. Yeah, it's not even going to go close, dude. We're getting low on warnings now. The main storm is this destructive. That is the main storm right now. Which is definitely on a weakening trend going towards Ashley in northeast Indiana now. There won't be another moderate, so there you go. There won't be a moderate. I'm a little unsure on why they went high prob on that watch. Like I know that the watch the soundings definitely showed a very favorable environment and over the top. But the storm mode as well as the lapse rates aren't going to be that favorable for big supercells. So, I mean, basically what I think it is and why they issued it is if a tornado drops, it's probably going to be significant. That's really what they're saying. So if an area of rotation really gets going and if a discrete storm can stay discrete and it really gets rotating and drops a tornado, there's a high likelihood that it's going to be significant. Tomorrow. So I'm uncertain on it at this moment in time. I'm unsure on exactly the most likelihood on where it is, where it may be located. But two areas, I'm watching two areas. One area is out here, and one area is back out towards the warm front. So we very well could just wake up with a nice big old red area right in here. So somewhere in there is where I think a moderate is the most likelihood of being issued there. Let's see. And I think the just the general uncertainty of what storm mode we'll be looking at in the middle is probably going to deteriorate that moderate risk. So I would say the most likelihood of a moderate is out here. maybe a little bit more south towards here. That's where I think the most likelihood of a moderate is, because there's some storm mode uncertainty out here. But this area is going to see damaging winds, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with really anything. I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up to a 15 sig tor, 45 sig hail, and a 45 sig wind. I would not be surprised if we get a 45 sig wind over here, 45 sig hail, and 15% tor here, and then to kind of do a mix of the probs in here to fill that moderate, or to fill that area. Because, I mean, I could just show you here what we're expecting and what's possible tomorrow. So here's your line that starts to form up here towards St. Louis, and then here comes your explosive supercell development. That's a kaboom risk right there. That's kaboom risk 11 out of 10 right there, if that actually happens. And then, of course, it wouldn't be an enhanced day and or moderate without a prefrontal cell on the HRRR. So you can't forget that. And then they finally merge towards midnight and then become a freaking derecho. And then slam into TRG's house. So there you go. So very messy, but also somewhat organized at the same time. Mix of both messy and organized. So we'll see. It's really going to come down to the morning observational soundings if we see a solid moderate risk get added or not. I'd be pretty surprised if we see it tonight, but if we see it like tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be that surprised. For us out here in Virginia, Proxy, I'm watching this tomorrow towards 8, 9 o'clock. Because that might come through and that could cause a lot of damaging winds, small hail, and even a brief spin-up tornado. And that's why they have that slight risk out for us. And then we get another round towards 5 a.m. Woo! And then we'll probably see more cells fire up, which will be chase day on Thursday, about 4, 5 p.m., which the model doesn't go out far enough for that. It's 7 o'clock. I gotta get outside and I gotta fix some stuff, y'all. We're down to pretty low wind storms here. They've continued that destructive storm, though, for Angela there. Okay. Storms are still going to continue. This one's probably going to be the next issue. I may not be able to end because of that one. Ooh, that one's getting interesting too. Is there a closer radar? No, there's not. Of course there's not. We'll keep an eye on it, but I'm probably going to end in 12 minutes. And I don't plan on going live again tonight. If there's a PDS warning, that will warrant me to get back on here, but I gotta go get ready for Thursday. I've got a lot of stuff I need to fix for Thursday. If y'all are wanting me to chase, which I'm pretty sure you guys want me to, right? Hey, you chase or me stay on here for another 2-ish hours. I'm pretty sure I want to be getting ready to chase here. Because I'm probably not going to have any time to do it tomorrow, because I'll probably be live most of the day. So, we'll see.
Tornado warning for southern Allen County in northeastern Indiana, Allen County in Indiana.
Is that from Fort Wayne? Yes, that's for Fort Wayne. Is that the storm I was talking about or not? Let's see. Oh, hi. When did that get there? Yeah, I thought this one was going to be the one that got tornado warned. Let's see here. Man. I'm watching this one really closely. This one fell apart, thank goodness, because I thought that was going to be an issue. Hopefully this one follows closely with falling apart here. And this one in New Haven, Indiana is still interesting. I'll probably be chasing from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Maybe 8. That's the plan. Live streaming will probably only last 3 hours or so. That's the plan right now. We'll see how terrible it ends up going. How many warnings are we at? We're at just 3 tornado warnings. All radar indicated. One expires in 4 minutes. The other expires in 19. We're going to lose the one in 4 minutes. There's no point in that warning being continued. The one in 19 minutes has really started to dissipate. Wouldn't be shocked if that gets canceled. And this one is probably going to continue for a bit longer. These could really spin up quick, strong tornadoes. So I'll keep an eye on them. But we're probably going to call it quits here in 8 minutes. And I'll just be, I'll just see y'all tomorrow. Even though we have a destructive severe, I'm still going to call it quits here. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up to probably significant severe weather occurring in Missouri. I'd be a bit surprised if we don't have severe weather ongoing at 10 a.m. But I probably won't be live until 3 tomorrow. Let's see here. No, that storm just passed me. Let's see here. Mute that. Wow. All right. Hopefully this hook includes next scan. Oh, they already canceled that one. Oh, sweet. So we're only going to have this one warning left in 2 minutes. So we won't end with that much activity. We have 3 significant severes. We have one that is in place. Of course, our 3-inch hailer up here towards Pleasant Lake, northeast Indiana. We have a 70-mile-an-hour considerable in place right here for Jackson, Michigan. And then our final one is actually in place in Michigan as well. This one right here, this small yellow polygon, which is overlapped by the tornado warning, is warned for 1.75-inch hail for the next 16 minutes. So stuff's going to start coming down right after I end, most likely. But still, a isolated tornado, maybe even a strong one, will be possible. So is East Michigan definitely not done in East Michigan. Storms are just starting to approach that area, but they should be relatively weak, if not low wind severe. But yeah, that's going to conclude it for the live stream, y'all. If y'all haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. We're at 84 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and share this channel with your family, friends, social media. We'll be right back here tomorrow. But that is going to do it for me. We already did 4 hours of coverage today. The plan was to do 3, but I mean, sometimes to go over. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel recently. I hope to see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. We already have that big old 10 sig. Tomorrow's probably going to end up being one of the most significant days out of the 4 or the 3. I've lost count out of the 3. So, yeah, I mean, today was more of a surprise day, to be honest, especially in Michigan was big surprise. So, yeah, we're down to just 1 tornado warning and 2 or 3 significant severe. So still these severes in place, and then that one as well. Those 2 are still significant as well, both for 70-mile-an-hour winds now. And then this one's still significant here in the orange for 3-inch hail. And then our last tornado warning, which should, honestly, I don't think that's going to continue much longer unless it becomes a long tracker, which I don't think it will. So we should be relatively on the quieter side of things for the rest of the night, at least tornado-wise. But it could ramp up very fast, so... all right, y'all, I'm going to go get some chasing stuff ready because I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get ready for tonight. I was doing that earlier this afternoon, and then I realized I had to go live, so I booked in here, scheduled the stream, then went live. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's live stream, and I hope to see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. And yeah, big shout out to all the mods for modding the chat and everyone who tuned in. And I hope everybody is all right from the tornadoes today, and I hope we don't see anything else tonight. But if we do, there's a chance I won't go live for it unless it is PDS, but I'll still monitor it. If I feel it's necessary, I'll go live for it. So I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow sometime about 3 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch the severe weather, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.